Assassin's Creed is a weird, glorious mess. It started as a clever stealth experiment, became Ubisoft's mini machine, got reinvented, and then fractured into two different ideas of what it should be. Today I'll walk through every major entry, what worked, what broke, and why the series still matters. Assassin's Creed 1 was pure potential. Altair's and the Animus introduced an interesting idea. Live history through parkour and social stealth. The world felt vertical and breathable, climbing felt good, but mechanically undercooked mission variety. You spend too many hours doing the same investigate-assassinate loop. Still, the game's DNA, blending historical drama with modern framing, sold the idea. It didn't shine technically or narratively in places, but it proved the concept. Without it, there is no franchise. Assassin's Creed 2 is the pivot. Ezio's arc in Renaissance suddenly gave the series heart and personality. Ubisoft fixed pacing, added upgrades, variety in missions, and actually made the series fun to be in. Leonardo gadgets and Vela management were fun toys that made exploration rewarding. The game found tone, tragedy, revenge, and discovery, and Ezio's charisma carried it. Downsides? A couple of padding missions and fetchy errands, but compared to Assassin's Creed 1, it was a leap. This is where series became mainstream, better structure, better characters, and an identity beyond the gimmick. Brotherhood expanded smartly. Rome felt lived in. The recruit system added strategy, and multiplayer was surprisingly clever. Hiding on NPCs was tense and elegant. The downside? By squeezing the same hero into yearly releases, the formula risked fatigue. Brotherhood still felt like quality. Ubisoft incremental but meaningful improvements. It also proved the franchise could support new systems without losing its core. Revelations wrapped up Ezio and tied Altair's thread together. It gave closure, which fans loved. Mechanically, it introduced new traversal toys and bomb crafting, but some of the drier collectibles and tower defenses bit felt like a busy work. The payoff was emotional closure, a rare thing in long franchises, and that earned it a goodwill, even where features were hit or miss. Assassin's Creed 3 is ambitious, with blunt edges. New engine, Connor, American Revolution, hunting, and yes, naval combat prototype. The game tried new terrain, forests, settlements, but pacing was bumpy. The two protagonists' opening and long setup confused players, and Connor didn't have Ezio's charisma. Still, naval and wilderness gameplay expanded the franchise toolbox. The lesson? Innovate fast, but don't lose the player in the learning curve. Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a glorious detour, and for lots of fans a franchise high. Edward Kenway and the Caribbean turned naval combat into the main event. Boarding, ship upgrades, crew, and ambient pirate life. It traded Brotherhood's precision for scale and joy. Unity is the pivot you remember for the wrong reasons. Technically, it pushed crowd density. When it worked, the parkour felt the best the series delivered. But the launch was catastrophic. Broken animations, missing geometry, performance nightmares. Underneath that mess was a beautiful Paris and improved mission design. But the public disaster burned goodwill and marked the start of the franchise fatigue conversations. Unity's lesson? Technical ambition without polish kills momentum. Syndicate cleaned things up. Victorian London, low rope launchers, twin threads. Jacob and Evie gave some tonal freshness. The combat was punchy and traversal, felt refined. The Syndicate arrived when the annual model has already dulled fans. It was competent and fun, but not the reinvention the brand needed. It felt like a business as usual, good craftsmanship but lacking ambition. Origins is the first real reboot. Set in Egypt, it replaced the old progression with RPG systems, levels, skill trees, loot, and the difference was seismic. Combat became deliberate. Timing, dodges, and weapon types mattered. The whole design, deserts, ruins, cities, was gorgeous. Origins fixed a lot of mission tedium and gave player a real system to master. Downsides, the RPG trapping started to shift the identity. Enemies with HP bars and loot drops felt less like stealth fantasy and more like any action RPG. Still, Origins was the most successful reinvention. Fresh mechanics, strong setting equals a good comeback. Assassin's Creed Odyssey doubled down. Massive map, branching dialogue, romance options, and heroic scale quests, sometimes bordering on a full-blown RPG. It was gorgeous and offered player choice at scale, but critics argued it lost the assassin identity. There were fewer Brotherhood beats, less subtle assassinations, and more loot treadmill. Still, the evolution attracted new players and proved the formula could sell big. The downside, when you chase RPG breadth, you risk diluting the original design promise. Assassin's Creed Valhalla leaned into raid mechanics and settlement building. Evor's raid and Norse tone were strong, and the system encouraged emergent play, river raids, settlement upgrades, and social mechanics. But Valhalla also showed the cost of scale. Bloat, quests stacked, side content bloomed into cores, and many players reported fatigue. The assets and world building are stellar, yet the core stealth fantasy was now a small piece of a much larger machine. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Assassin's Creed Mirage tried to course connect. Small map, Baghdad, stealth, focus with Basim. It stripped the RPG weight and brought back the assassination and traversal. For players who had missed classic Assassin's Creed, Mirage was a breath of fresh air, but for others it felt like a minor detour, not a clear new direction. The franchise at this point had split audiences, those who wanted RPG epics and those who wanted the old stealth loop. Assassin's Creed Shadows tries to bridge the old and new. Feudal Japan, two protagonists, stealthy shinobi, Naui, and powerful samurai, Yasuke. And a mix of classic assassination with RPG mechanics. It delivers excellent combat and beautifully crafted world, and a dual character design that gives option. But his story sometimes meanders, and level gating makes some regions feel locked off until you grind side content. For players who enjoy the balance of stealth and spectate, well, it offers one of the strongest entries in the series. Yet, for others longing for the purity of Mirage's single-focused stealth or simplicity, Shadows may just feel a little stretched. So what's the score? Assassin's Creed rose by innovating hardcore storytelling and big historical canvases. It fell into churn, bloat, and identity split when RPG systems took center stage. But every reinvention taught the series something, and that's why it's still here. Which era do you prefer? Ezio's Italy, Black Flag's Freedom, or the new stealth of Shadows? Tell me below.